Hi, I'm Joanna. Welcome back to my channel, In All Seasons Homestead. Today I'm going to share with you my seed haul, the companies I order from, and also what I'm going to be planting this year. I'm also going to be showing you the products that I like to use each year and the seed starting mix that I'm going to be using. Okay, the first place that I ordered from is Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, and even their packaging to send their seeds in is really beautiful. I've never ordered from this company. This will be my first time growing their seeds. I ordered Moringa Dwarf. I've never grown moringa before, and I'm very interested in growing that. I'm also growing white borage. And I have grown borage a few times. I like this for my bees. I also have some thyme. I don't really use thyme. I've never grown it, but I'm going to give this a try for medicinal purposes mainly. And then St. John's wort. And I've grown this from a flower start before. I've never grown it by seed. I have wild bergamot bee balm. Excited about that one. I had a seed packet of lemon balm, which I have a lot of lemon balm out in the garden, and so I thought that I accidentally ordered this, but this is actually the freebie that they sent me. So I guess I'll just have to plant more lemon balm. Okay, and then I ordered some gray zucchini. And for a long time, I could not find this specific variety anywhere. And now I've seen it like 3 or 4 times. And this is from Tomorrow Seeds. And they also gave me a free gift of sunflowers. We just really like this variety of zucchini. It tastes really good. It's soft. We're just really happy with that. And there's quite a few in there. Next up, I picked up some Swiss chard ruby red, and I just grabbed this from Walmart. I'm going to actually buy some more of these seeds from Dutch Gardens, is where I get most of my seeds, and plant starts every year. But I wanted to start this inside early, and I haven't gone to that store yet. So I just picked up that. Then these two I ordered from Amazon. But this one is Feverfew, and it is So Right Seeds. I have ordered this before, but I can't remember the company that I ordered from. From Amazon, I also ordered Wormwood seed. It's kind of a tongue twister. And it's from Amazon, but it says seedneeds.com. Okay. The next place that I ordered from is M.I. Gardener. I've never ordered from them either. And this is a very small package, but it's just a cover crop mix. I don't know how far that will take me. I mean, this package is pretty filled. It's halfway filled. Iceland poppy. And I have some poppies growing outside, just a small area. But I also wanted to try to use their seeds, so this will be new for me. Then I have butterfly milkweed. I have holy basil. This smells really good. Oh, this one, I don't know if I'll be able to say it. Nostratum. I can never say that word. And it's apricot color. I grew these last year. I put them around my zucchini plants, and they're really pretty, easy to grow, and very hardy. Then I have some hyssop, anise, and I've never planted this before either. Then I have a borage, and I know that I got borage from Baker Creek also, but one is white and one is purple. And moringa, beans and grains and radish, mustard, Just like a good mix. So I'll probably put this one in a special spot and then get a bigger bag of cover crops for some other areas. So now I have a moringa from Baker Creek and a moringa from MI Gardener, and one is a dwarf and one is just regular. So I've never grown either one of these, but my dad gave me some moringa powder and we really like it, so I'm gonna try these, see how they go. And then from last year, I guess I saved quite a lot of seeds, but I have in some just paper bags pepper seeds that I saved, and I just dried out some seeds from some pepper plants. Like this one says red pepper, and I just dropped them into the bag. So it's nothing fancy, but I do try to save as many seeds as possible. So I have several bags of these, like yellow peppers, red peppers, orange peppers, green peppers, and then a few hot peppers. So the next thing I want to show you is my seed organizer. So I believe what this is a photo organizer, and I know a lot of people have these for several years, or maybe just 2 or 3 years. I've seen people organize their seeds, and I just didn't really care too much what other people are doing. I was like, well, that's cool, but you know, I kind of don't really follow what other people are doing exactly unless I really think about it to see if it actually works for me. So I gave it a couple years thought, and I said, yeah, I think it is going to work, because it's really handy to put your seeds and just label it and then carry one box out or 2 boxes at a time. And right now I just kind of have my spring and then fall or summer side by side, and I can just, like, if I'm gonna grow kale and lettuce, I'll just take 2 at a time outside, and several packets of seeds can fit into one, so it does hold quite a bit. So yes, I only have one of these so far, and I think I may buy another one because I've already tried it for about a year and I really like it. I was also thinking about having one for vegetables and then one for flowers and herbs, because now I have all of these beauties. Now, I haven't really found a storage solution for big things like green beans and corn, things like that. So they're always just in regular tubs. Okay, so here is the little greenhouse that I was talking about. It's probably about 5 foot tall, and I think it has 4 shelves. And I actually have it right here in front of this window, but just for the video I moved it because the sun was kind of blocking out my face. But like I said, I just kind of use this for prolonging some plants in the fall. I've only had it since last year, so I'm not really sure how it's working, but I brought it inside so I can put my seeds on here. And this is something else that I wanted to show you guys. These, I believe, are cafeteria school trays. I thrifted these for $1 each, and I've used them for 2 seasons already, and I love them. They're very sturdy, and I only found 5. There's 2 up there and then 3 right here, and they're just $1 because things I've seen online are rather expensive and not even that heavy duty. So I'm going to continue to keep my eyes open for trays, or even cookie trays that, you know, it's at a thrift store for $1. So they fit really well on this shelf. That one's super dirty, but that's probably the one I used last year. But 2 fit on a shelf at a time. And then for now, I have, these are some strawberry runners that I dug up a couple of weeks ago, and they are turning out just fine. But I am going to put those in some little pots and then set those up on the tray and just kind of so they don't have to really compete for nutrients. Besides the little mini greenhouse and the trays, most of my stuff I've had for years and years. I just be very intentional and frugal with the things that I buy. I try to make my own things or thrift things. But there are a few products that maybe just 1 or 2 things a year I will buy brand new because I really believe that they're going to work for me. One product that is new this year, and I've only had it for about a week, so we'll see how it works, but it's this little fan, and it's rechargeable. There's no batteries, and I got it because it has these bendable grabbers, I don't know, but it wraps around a pole, and I can point it towards the seedlings just to give it some airflow, to hopefully help the stem become stronger and more ready for transplanting, and also to keep the soil from getting that fungus that grows on top. I've gotten that before when the air is just really warm and it's not moving. So what I do is I just wrap it around this pole and I point it towards the seedlings, and it's only going to do 1 shelf at a time. The other thing I thought about was getting a box fan and just pointing the whole fan so it can blow air on the whole shelves at one time. Or I just might get a couple more fans and put a fan on each shelf. But this was $7. It's working really well. Or I may just kind of rotate it. So that's how it wraps around the pole, and it has 3 little legs. And then it just gently blows the seedlings. Okay, another product that I've had for a few years is a soil blocker. And I'm sure most people have these by now. I don't plan on making a detailed soil blocking video. I feel like a lot of people do that. But I'm gonna probably mix it up and show you what I do. My seed starting mix I did last year and this year is just coconut coir, perlite, vermiculite, and very little compost. When I run out of something, a mix that I'm using that year, that's when I usually try a different experiment. I will add something to the soil or take something away or just try something entirely different. But I have been liking this coconut coir for several years now, and I think I've only bought a couple of big blocks because when you pour water on them, they rehydrate, and 1 small block will turn into quite a big amount. Here I am using some toilet paper roll tubes. I thought I had quite a bit collected in a bag, but by the time I brought it to fill them up, it really wasn't very many. But I went ahead and I used my dirt mix and I soaked it with just a little bit of water, not too much. And I do like the toilet paper rolls for tomato seedlings. I used to do this years back and I had good success with it. I liked to do it, but I got way out of the habit of collecting the toilet paper rolls. I haven't done it for years, but my thought is with the tomato seedlings, after they sprout and then they start to get long, I will carefully push them down into the toilet paper roll, and it actually kind of supports their stem. So I will just see if that works for me again this year, and I will continue to collect some toilet paper tubes. And here I'm using the same mix, except I'm just going to soak it in more water and get ready for my soil blocking. I found out that this mix really does a lot better if you let it soak in water overnight, or at least an hour or so before you're ready to start soil blocking. I did let it soak for a while, and then I added some more water, and I like to see just a little bit of water squish out of it before I start blocking, and then the blocks hold up a lot better. From this point on, I had my little helper join me. He actually did quite a bit of work and even took over. So here he goes trying to make his first block ever. So he thought that was really cool. He was proud of himself. Another thing I do with my seedlings, just because I don't have grow lights yet, is they tend to stretch towards the light. So I will rotate the tray around and then they'll rotate back the other way towards the light. And you can see my fan blowing on them just gently. So the first thing I'm starting today is feverfew. And to me it looks a lot like chamomile. I've grown a little bit of this in the past, and I'm growing it because everything is for my bees, but I'm also hoping to harvest it a little bit to use for headaches, and it's supposed to help with joint pain also. The directions say to start indoors between 6 and 8 weeks before your last frost, or direct sow seeds outside after frost, and I do a little bit of both. And it says the soil depth is 1/4 of an inch, but I've also done surface sowing on feverfew. Here I'm starting borage, and it looks like my little helper is going to help me with these seeds. They're not as tiny as some of the other seeds. So he's helping me get the borage ready. And it says on the back of the packet that you can eat the leaves and it attracts bees and butterflies, obviously. And it's good for salads, pickles, cream cheese spread, or eaten like spinach. I did not know that. I know it had medicinal purposes, and I grew it last year for my bees. So now I'm kind of excited to try that in some salads. The directions say to start borage inside 2 to 3 weeks before your last frost date, or direct sow after your last frost date. So you can see here that my little helper just kind of took over. I turned my back for a while organizing my seed packets, and he was still putting seeds in and then covering them up. And then I came back through with the bee balm because they're teeny tiny little seeds. So I just did the smallest seeds, and then I let him do the bigger seeds. I really like these little white markers that you write the name of your plant or your little seedling's name on it and then stick it into the dirt, whatever the official name is of those little markers. I love them. For 10 years, I just used popsicle sticks, and that worked, but then they just wore out. These guys, I can reuse them, and I think I only spent, I don't remember, maybe $2 to $5 on a pack of 300. So I can reuse them, and I still have some left over from the previous years. And I think it comes with a marker that actually doesn't wash off from the rain or fade with the sun. But I'm just using a permanent marker because these plants are always started indoors. And it's just the simple things in life that I don't take for granted. After trying something else for years and years, I just really appreciate little things like that. So there's my little helper. He just grabbed the water and started watering all the seedlings. I didn't even ask him to. I think I started organizing my packets and cleaning up, and he just completely took over. So I really appreciate that, and he's been helping me a little bit each day to keep them watered. Later, he told me he had so much fun that morning. I decided to put Swiss chard in the toilet paper roll tubes, and I will start the tomatoes later on a different day. So I've never started Swiss chard inside before. I usually just direct sow things like that. So we will see this year how that works out for me. You can see here we had a nice big mess to clean up, but it's okay, it was worth it. He had so much fun, and I think he's getting ready to mix some more soil blocks. I think we did 2 or 3 trays total of soil blocks. Now that our next tray of soil blocks is ready, I'm going to start some St. John's wort. And I've grown this in the past, just a couple of plants, but I bought them as plant starts. And this will be my first time trying them by seeds. And it says start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. And I know a lot of seeds I'm ahead of time, and a lot of seeds I'm a little behind on time, but I'm just going to try my best. The back of the packet says famously used for mild depression and insomnia, and it can become very invasive and toxic to livestock. So this was planted last year when I had it growing. It was way on the other side of the yard in my garden, nowhere close to the livestock. I didn't have a problem with it being invasive. It was very short-lived. It flowered, it was beautiful, and then it just died back. Okay, and thyme. I've never grown thyme either. I don't really cook with it. And let me know down in the comments, does anyone else use thyme for anything? It says to surface sow indoors in early spring, barely covering the seed. So I will use this for medicinal purposes if it does well for me. Now the moringa seeds, like I said, this will be my first time ever growing moringa, and I just let the little guy take over because they were really big seeds, and I'm actually going to just move those into smaller pots because I don't think they're going to be very successful in these tiny blocks. So here's the wormwood seeds. Again, another very tiny seed. Most of the seeds are supposed to be planted indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. Some of them I'm ahead on, some of them I'm behind on, and some of them I started indoors, and then I saved some from the packet to do direct sow outside. And then another thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to link this in the description below. I think you can get these off Amazon and MI Gardener. Maybe they have a direct website, but I ordered mine off Amazon, and it's called Clyde's Garden Planner. And I've used this just for a couple of years, and it makes things so much easier. And what you do is there's a spring side and a fall side. And I might go into detail on a different day more about this, but just a quick overview is, since we're entering into spring, you'll put it on the spring side. Then you'll put this red line. It says average last frost date. And I think for our zone, which is another thing, we are zone 5, but I think it's recently been changed to zone 6. I don't know too much about that, but I don't really care too much. But our last frost date is about April 28th, I believe. And this just has April 26th. So since it says average last frost date, I just put the red line on April 26th. And then it shows you what seeds to start indoors, what seeds to start direct sow, and then the harvest dates, row spacing, seed depth, everything. So this makes it really handy to bring outside to the garden if you can't remember like spacing or seed depth, companion planting. I mean, they pack a lot of information on this one little card, and I believe it's like $5 to $6. So that's another thing I'm going to link below. And I believe that's all I have for this video, and I really hope that you enjoy it, and let me know down in the comments if you're starting any seeds indoors. And I'm also going to be going to a little town about 30 minutes from us, and it used to be Bruckholders, but I think it's Bruckholders Dutch Gardens, but they have wonderful seeds, and I'm going to be going there shortly. I usually get my plant starts like broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, things like that. I try to do as much as possible but by seed, but since it's 4 plants for $1, and I think they recently upped their price to $1.75, but they're nice, hardy, beautiful starts. I mean, already like 4 to 5 inches big. you know, 4 for $1.75. So I will be going there and I will share that experience as well. I just want to say a big thank you, and I'll see you next time.